And the Indiana Pacers are exactly who we said they were all season. Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, young superstar who has found himself in the Eastern Conference Finals for the second year in a row. Leader of this Indiana Pacers team, ladies and gentlemen, last night had 30-plus points, 31, I believe, Tyrese Haliburton.
Yeah, Tyrese!
Congrats, dude.
Always appreciate the intro. Always appreciate it.
I don't know who made this shirt, if you're associated with it, but it got sent to the office like 2 days ago, so I figured I'd wear it just to show respect to you and the Pacers, because it feels like everybody's been talking about you and the team the same exact way. And I saw you give the interview last night after the game about outside noise. The only thing that matters is how we believe in there. You guys definitely use that as chips, though, right? I mean, all 11 people that were predicting this series had you guys losing from ESPN. I assume the same from TNT. Do you use that? Does Coach Carlisle bring that up? How often do you guys chat about the disrespect outside of maybe you and the fan base?
Oh, all the time. I think it's all the time. It's fuel we use. I think we have a lot of guys who have been overlooked at some point in their career. I think the majority, our starting lineup, you look at it, Andrew Nembhard is a second-round pick. Aaron Nesmith gets traded, and Bleacher Report puts out a meme of calling him a paperclip when he gets traded. Miles Turner has been in trade rumors his whole career. Pascal's started the game late, and it's been a big addition for us. And then we got a lot of guys like that who can all relate on that level. We've all been overlooked at some point. We just we use it as fuel to try to do something special.
Do you think Kevin Pritchard's looking for guys that are dogs? Like, do you think that is your culture? Do you think you guys have more dogs than most teams in that locker room?
I think he's looking for guys who play the right way and are willing to play our way. I think we got a lot of guys who just fit our style of play. You hear people talk about how fast we play, how hard we play, and I think that's a buy-in from everybody. Even our guys, even our two-way guys who aren't even allowed to suit up right now. How hard they're going in their workouts, even though they can't play, and helping us with scout team and all that stuff. It goes through our whole organization. So definitely a special group we're part of, and doing some special things right now.
Coach Carlisle looks like Jim Carrey.
Exactly.
Certainly looks like Jim Carrey. He's had success in different places. He doesn't really get too high ever. Really doesn't feel like he's not too high. Last night, his big thing was we're 8 wins away from NBA championship. He's like, congratulations, you've earned it. We're 8 wins away now from an NBA title. Pacers on 3, 1, 2, 3 Pacers. That was basically like the call up in the locker room from what I saw. I don't know if he's speaking before that. Then when he talks to the media, it's the same exact thing. It's like when you guys were up 3-1, he was like, we don't care about being up 3-1 because the Cavaliers don't care that we're up 3-1. Is he always just always blinders on type guy? What is Coach Carlisle like day to day for you guys?
Yeah, I think he is a very super serious person. I try to joke as much as I can to try to get him to, crack a smile or laugh from time to time. During playoff time, it's hard. If I could get him to smile or laugh during the playoffs, it's a pretty special moment for me, something I cherish. So, I know he's the guy who always is setting the tone with, his sternness and being serious. And, I feel like it's kind of my job to, I'm the point guard, so I got to kind of be the coach on the floor to share that messaging. But at the same time, keep everybody loose and having fun. Let them know it's just basketball. So let's just go out there and hoop.
Yeah, I think you said that whenever somebody was saying something, you're like, it's just basketball, it's not that serious. And then you just kind of kept it moving. But basketball is obviously something that this city and this state love. I mean, this is a basketball state. Before Peyton, but before Peyton Manning got here, this was a racing in basketball state, a racing in basketball city. Obviously, the Indy 500 is here every single year, the largest sporting event on earth, and all the Indy cars are based out of here, so the Indy drivers are actually like famous here in Indianapolis. The Pacers had obviously been something that's been beloved, and the Indiana Hoosiers are beloved. So then Peyton comes in here and kind of turns it around. But there's a time coming up now where I think the Indy 500 is happening during the day, and then there's an Eastern Conference Finals game happening at night. And I assume that would be to the detriment of us. Every Indiana person I talk to, like, that's the greatest day in in the history of
double dip.
That's the greatest day in the history of Indiana. Let's talk about you being back in the Eastern Conference Finals. Coach Carlisle has won a title before with Dallas, so obviously he has been there and he has seen it before, and he can obviously say those things. For you, getting a chance to experience the Eastern Conference Finals last year and then getting a chance to do it again, what have you guys learned? Are you like a more mature team, you think, from all the experiences from last year? Or does that not really matter? You just kind of got to focus on today?
Yeah, no, I think we've grown a lot over the last year. I think last year we were just happy to be in the playoffs. Like, honestly, it was just like playing with house money at that point. We were just happy to be there. And I think this year we came into the year with real internal expectations to get back to here and beyond and win a championship. That's been our goal all year, and we're 8 wins away from doing that. But we know there's a lot of work in front of us. But after we won yesterday, I'm sitting in the locker room just kind of feeling it, because I don't want to take winning for granted. That's something that I've heard a lot from my vets in my time in the league is don't take it for granted. It's special stuff happening. And, a couple years ago, I was at the draft lottery representing the Pacers, and I was sitting there, I was like steaming. I was like, I do not want to be here right now. So the fact that the lottery happened the other day and it just so happened to be on TV, I didn't even know it was happening that day. That's a pretty cool feeling. Something I don't want to take for granted. Last year, I got hurt after, in game 2. So, I'm just excited to, be in the Eastern Conference Finals and get the chance to, get to play, because last year getting hurt in game 2 was frustrating. So I'm looking forward to, hopefully having a healthy series and being able to, compete.
Yeah, you're only going to get a chance to win so many playoff series. They only come so many. So you got to enjoy those moments whenever they come. And also, nobody's going to remember it if you don't win the next series. So if you don't enjoy that moment right there, you potentially miss it all. Like last year, nobody really got to enjoy the Pacers season in the miraculous playoff run because of how it ended, legitimately. And then right into the Olympics, then we're right into the season. It's like nobody really took in how awesome of a run last year was. I'm happy to hear you have a little bit more presence about you to enjoy the good times, because who knows if they're ever going to come again. They will, hopefully. You never know what's going to take place.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that series a little bit. Ty has a question for you, Tyrese.
Yeah, Tyrese, there was a stat going around last night that said the Cavs are 0-5 against you guys at home this year and 36-5 against everyone else in the NBA. And Pat mentioned it before he came on about how, I know you guys don't give a shit about it, but ESPN, all the NBA analysts, no one picked you guys to win and all that kind of stuff. Why do you think you had the Cavs number, and what is it about like you guys as a team that matched up so well with them? Because coming in, everyone was talking about how good the Cavs were all season, and no one really, except maybe with the exception of a few people and you guys in the locker room, expected you guys to win the series.
Yeah, I don't know if it was necessarily like we have their number, we have them super figured out or anything. They're a hell of a team, and they do so many things so well. But I think that our focus was just coming in and being us, playing Pacers basketball. We don't really – I feel like that's the most important thing every series is just being who we are. So, no matter how teams guard us, we're going to run, get up and down, dictate the pace. And then defensively, if we can get enough stops to be able to play in transition even more, I think that really plays to our favor. So I thought we did a great job of getting stops, getting out and running. The only game we lost this series, they dictated the pace, they dictated the physicality, and that was a recipe for disaster for us in Game 3. And I thought we did a great job responding in Game 4 by getting stops. They had 39 points at halftime. We had a hell of a shot making game that game. Definitely
big hoop.
Yeah, big hoop that night. But I feel like a lot of it was we were getting stops, getting out in transition, and then obviously playing in Gamebridge with the crowd behind us. The rim it felt like you throw it in the ocean. So I think the biggest part for us was just.
This is it. This is ESPN.
Yeah. Yep.
Shit. Yeah, you just froze, Tyrese, because we're talking too much about the Pacers.
Yep.
We knew that. I'm not going to say it's Adam Silver, because I think Adam Silver likes Tyrese.
For sure.
I think he likes the Pacers.
And Indiana.
Yeah, but this is definitely the networks, being like,
Yeah, these guys can't.
we don't need anybody liking this guy.
This guy's too likable, yeah.
We don't need anybody liking this guy. I did see people tweeting last night, not an NBA fan, but I have adopted the Pacers because of our show and because of Tyrese and everything like that. I also saw some Pacers fans saying, you should get some of the other guys on the show. Would love to. Miles Turner's a dog.
TJ McConnell, we've been trying to for legitimately 2 years.
Yeah, we've been trying. He's been on team since he's been on team 5 years.
That's not true.
I didn't think
So they were complaining. They were complaining.
No, they weren't complaining. They were like, continue to showcase. They wanted us to continue to showcase this Pacers team because nobody really talks about it. Joining us again, ladies and gentlemen, Tyrese Haliburton. You were talking about Game 4 where you were able to respond after. Yeah, that was the network shutting you down, brother. They didn't want you to be too liked. They didn't want you to be too, because you were speaking in 3 different voices there, and they didn't want any of them to be liked. I think you did catch a different one. Yeah.
A mixture of the two.
Yeah. It's like, and then what's that graph?
Venn diagram.
The Venn diagram. You got the one over here, then you got the other over here, and then every once in a while, those things, like good tag team wrestling, they come together and they're putting.
They didn't teach you that at West Virginia.
No. Well, I didn't. I learned a lot of West Virginia.
Tag team wrestling?
I learned a lot of West Virginia.
Well, not tag team wrestling. I'm talking more about the Venn diagram, but okay.
You saw me draw it, brother. Okay? I might not be able to read the music, but I can certainly play it. Shout out to, Nick Cannon and that entire thing. But, whenever, you have those voices. Yeah. You just, great movie.
Mm-hmm.
Drumline, hell of a movie.
I didn't like... and I don't know what the head guy is named in that entire world or whatever, the coach, the boss, whatever.
The head of the P1.
Yeah, I appreciate him kind of, laying it on a little bit, good coaching and everything.
Yeah, sure.
But when
That's why they suited him up for the biggest game.
bingo, and they had to, and they knew they had to, because when he, there was a moment.
Composure.
Yeah. One band, one sound. But that guy has a different sound than
He
everybody.
does.
Yeah, maybe you can't read the music because they weren't able to keep up with him. Nonetheless, you said in Game 4, you guys were able to dictate the tempo and control it, and that's kind of how you guys play. That is when you were at your best. And you talked about that Game 3 where Cleveland kind of did that to you guys and won by 40 or whatever the case was. I'm really happy that we didn't have a show the next day.
Me too.
Yeah.
That happened on a Friday. So we get away from that. My focus was backlash. After that game.
Let's not do this too much. I'm getting PTSD. Yeah.
My fault. My focus was on backlash after that. I don't even know we had a Game 3. It's just on to the next one.
Yeah. Well,
or media.
In Game 3, and also media. I don't know if that was your decision or if it was team decision. Nonetheless, love that we are moving on to the Eastern Conference Finals. You talk about that Game 3 where you lose by that massive amount. One guy had 40 points in that game, and he was spectacular to watch. Conman has a question for you, Tyrese.
Yeah, Tyrese, first of all, thank you for calling yesterday and checking in on me after the Tatum news. That was very nice.
Gentlemen.
You said a prayer immediately. That was a classy move, class A, if you will. But Donovan Mitchell, Pat mentioned it. He was unbelievable when he was playing for the series. Obviously, he was banged up too. You guys had a little moment after the game. You were covering your mouth as you were talking to him, so the lip readers couldn't really decipher what you were saying. What was that conversation like? Was it something along the lines of, hey, Cleveland's not that far from Indianapolis. You come and team up with us. We could really run this shit next year again? Or what was
Would
that?
be a great pacer.
Would be great.
Would be a great. It feels like he has everything that would be a great pacer.
Already in the Midwest, he played for Utah, so we know what that's like. So you come to Indy, he would love it. But what was that?
What's that like?
They are very.
We have more black people in Utah.
No, I'm not saying
That's not what we were talking about.
I'm saying what we were talking about.
Louise. My fault.
Okay, yeah, sorry. He's from Boston. I get it. That's what your immediate thoughts are. Go ahead.
What the hell? But not at all. I completely disagree strongly. But what was that back and forth like, and where did you guys kind of leave it? Did you talk to him after the game, or was it just on the court there?
Just on the floor there. I've gotten to know him over the last couple of years through CAA. We have the same agency. Our marketing agents are really good friends, so me and Don have got to know each other pretty well. Just I think it was just a show of respect. I think I got a lot of love for Don. Obviously, you guys saw when the crowd was trying to get on me there, and was that game 2, and he was quieting down the crowd when they were chanting overrated at me. I just wanted to share with them that I couldn't tell him at that moment or, during the series, but that meant a lot to me, because definitely a peer of mine that I have a lot of respect for. And, he had a hell of a series. He's an unbelievable player. So just a show of respect there, and a guy that I know that I'll see a lot throughout my career, being in the same division, same conference. And so just love competing against that guy. Great dude, great competitor, and it was a lot of fun.
He gets a lot of heat, too. I tweeted about it was fun to watch him. Like, it was unbelievable to watch this guy this series. I don't get to watch as many Cavs games because, just like you guys, they don't get a lot of respect in the national primetime kind of slots throughout the season. And then all anybody responded was like, free throw merchant, this guy's bullshit. It's like, what? Are we watching the same? Are we watching the same guy? He gets a lot of heat, too. Why do you think guys like you, guys like him, maybe don't get as much respect? Do you think it's smaller market stuff?
I mean, it's not even that, though. It's like, I think it's just sometimes they're just miserable sports fans in every sport.
True.
There's just people in every sport who like, if my team's not doing well, I got to talk negative about somebody else. Or, hey, he's doing well against my team, I got to talk negative about him. Like, that's just how sports and competition work. I mean, everybody has critics. You have critics, on your show. I have critics in what I do. Jesus had critics. We all got critics. So,
amen.
Jesus did, didn't he?
A lot of critics.
Yeah.
Still does.
More than most.
So, it's all part of it.
Could you imagine if there was social media when Jesus was doing his stuff? Oh, my gosh. The amount of his mentions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they'd be ridiculous.
He turned all the water into wine. You know how many retweets that would have got at a wedding? Just to be like,
oh my God, you're right. Because we see O's the Mentalist predict a number or something like that. I couldn't even imagine what Jesus' content would be like.
Jesus, we're out of wine. What do we do?
What about the bread? He did something with bread too, right?
Yeah. Basically took like 3 fish and 3 loaves of bread and was like, this isn't gonna feed anybody. How about I, boom, make it into 500 fish and 500 loaves.
Oh
of
my
bread.
God! Retweet,
exactly.
retweet. I mean, that would. Oh shit! Yeah, a lot of people would be.
I saw him pause it and put all those fish and bread.
Yeah,
there.
bingo. That would be the opposite side. Would be. I don't believe it. The water. I mean, the walking.
Walking out. Yeah.
Jeez, people would think there was glass underneath.
Something.
Oh, he's on one of those the.
You can see the strings holding him up. You can see the wires.
This is why Chris Angel's the hate he gets is bullshit.
He doesn't get hate, does he?
Please, I don't think we should be putting Chris Angel directly in the Jesus Christ conversation.
Oh, really? Angel Christ?
Okay.
Is that right?
I'm just saying, for the good of Chris Angel, who we are a fan of, I don't think this is the right time to insert him into this convo. But with that being said, what is the sandbar? That's like whenever that's what people would say.
You can see the sandbar. He's walking on it the whole way.
Yeah, and that's why, that's why people say, I could walk on water, and people say it's because I can't swim. Mm-hmm. You need to just keep going, Tyrese. Don't listen to any of these people. I will say, though, you shooting threes, you're a much better three-point shooter than anybody gives you credit for, I think. And do you agree? Have you always been this way, or have you worked on that? Because I feel like for point guard, that is a great weapon to have, especially because how much you got to move, and then obviously drive, dish, pass, get the ball back. Feels like being able to dribble, being able to pass, and being able to shoot a three are like the 3 most important things for a point guard. Have you had to work on your three, or has it always been there?
Yeah, I mean, I have to work on it every day. Coming into last night, I had been shooting the ball awful all playoffs from 3. So, good to see a couple go down. And that second quarter, the game had a chance to get ugly there. And, I saw the first one go in. They just felt good from there. And, guys kept finding me open. So just trying to, make the right play. But, I feel like I've shot over 40%, for the majority of my career going back to college and high school. So, I just continue to do what I do. It's not the prettiest, but that's
How'd you
okay.
get there? You think? How did you were always shooting like that? Were you small?
No, if you find clips of me from like early in high school, I used to have to catch the ball, dip it to my hip, then raise it back and shoot it. And then I met this coach, Coach B, who was my AU coach all freshman year, all throughout high school. Now, runs my AU program. He used to have me do the mic and drill every day. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but you shoot layups. you shoot layups on both sides. You grab the rebound, you shoot it. Grab the rebound, shoot it. And the way most people teach it, you grab the rebound, you dip the ball, and you shoot it, right? And you dip it, and that's just not human nature. But for me, he used to put his arm out like in my stomach, and if I dipped the ball, he would just smack it and make me go kick it across the gym and I have to go pick it up. So now that he would force me to keep it above my shoulders, and then that I feel like now if somebody gives me a pass high, I don't have to dip it, and that allows me to get it off more efficiently. But yeah, I used to have an ugly hitch and dip to it, but it all comes with some work.
Yeah, but if it falls, who cares? I think that has been
Yeah, for sure.
that's kind of been the MO of the NBA for a long time. A lot of different styles. Obviously, you got the perfect form guys, and then there's the Amari, maybe
Sean Marion.
Sean Marion, had it was just absurd. But if it was falling, who cares? I also saw Cat Williams. Did you see him with Lethal Shooter?
No.
He didn't miss.
He's chest passing that thing, and it's splash.
Yep.
Splash. Cat Williams might be.
Hold on.
Yeah, he might be looking for a 12 day or whatever it is you guys have.
They call it a 10-day. It's
There
a
it
10-day,
is.
brother.
I think it should be 12 though for Cat because Cat is an absolute dog.
Locker room guy.
You guys will want him in the room. I think you guys will want him in there. He's been working with Lethal Shooter. Okay, so let's look ahead. The Eastern Conference Finals. You're going to watch alongside all of us, I assume. Celtics, Knicks. Celtics certainly have enough to get the job done, I think. They are the champions for a reason. Losing Tatum to an Achilles, not only for this playoff run, but all of next year sucks. Hey, Connor, we want to let you and all Celtics fans know, just like Tyrese said yesterday to you, sucks. Sucks for the game, sucks for the Celtics, sucks all together. I think you said something to Connor, but would you like to say something about the Tatum thing? You're obviously a big fan of his. That sucks, though.
Yeah, obviously, man, sucks to see. He was really hooping, playing really well. And I think I think everybody in the basketball world just hates to see that happen. He's had a hell of a year. He's been such a staple for the Celtics organization, for the league, and so hate to see that happen. But prayers up for him, and feel like he got surgery already, and he's gonna heal and come back to be the same guy he is, hopefully. So man, hate to see that happen.
That sucks. It absolutely sucks for all of basketball, especially with the reigning champs. But I still think have enough. But I saw a lot of Knicks fans showing up in my comments last night, basically saying they're waiting on us. The world is. Tone has a question for you.
Yeah, Tyrese, let's just say, the Knicks are the favorites to move on and play you guys in the Eastern Conference Final. I don't know if you know anything about long-term storytelling. We do over here. And so does the WWE. And they predicted the Eastern Conference Finals right here. Boom.
Oh, wait a minute, Wade!
Shoot him off.
We might need to get some security out here
That
again.
ain't work,
Helping
brother.
NYPD
No, it's
back.
not. That's for shoot.
Haliburton and Brunson.
How do you feel about, instead of doing a jump ball to start the game, a no-holds-bar, New York-style city street fight to decide who gets ball first?
Or just a lockup.
Yeah, or a lockup.
just a lockup, maybe just lock it
Yeah,
up.
I think that might be a time where I might fake an injury and they got to find a replacement, and James Johnson comes out to represent the Indiana Pacers. So I think that's that's probably where we'll have to go if that's the case. But Logan texted me last night after the game, and I was like, man, sorry to do that to your city. And he was like, man, this is crazy. You and Jaylen were with us in the Garden, and I was like, yeah, let me know if you want to come to a game. So see if Logan or Mr. H would like to come to a game here in Indiana. They got an open invite. I got seats courtside because Pop still ain't coming to the game, so they're more than welcome to come join and keep the storytelling going.
I hope we get a chance to see them here in Indianapolis. Obviously, they would be welcome. Mr. H has 1,000 things going on. So does Logan Paul, but I think they should at least take a victory lap on what they potentially had come together. You just brought up your dad. How's he been through this entire thing? Is he starting to enjoy watching it away from the arena, or is he yearning to get back in there so he can let the people know?
I think he's enjoying watching it from the house. He watched it. They had a little watch party at my house last night. Him, my mom, and Jade, and over here at the crib. I called him after the game, and the whole locker. I have a video I can send you. The whole locker room got on the phone with them. Everybody was like, "Free Pops till it's backwards," So, The league left it open. They said foreseeable future, so we don't know what the foreseeable future really. I don't know what that means. So we'll see what ends up happening. But yeah, I'm sure he would love to get back in the building. I'm sure he would get he would probably get an ovation. If he,
Not just probably.
Yeah.
They should. They should let him
stop the game.
I think at that point with the whole WWE thing, I think he needs to. They need to like Stone Cold glass shatter. Pops walks through the tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be pretty sick.
Throws up the tip.
And he would live up for the moment. He would live up to the moment too. I mean, let's not get it twisted here. Pops.
Don't get him started.
Yeah, he's got a plan already.
Yeah.
If he's coming, maybe a T-shirt gun, with free Pops shirts in there. Boom, bang, pow. The boys.
Maybe him and Mr. H could come out to DX.
Are you ready?
Oh. That'd be kind of sick.
And then your dad just comes out. Where's Adam Silver at?
Yep.
Goes right up to Adam Silver. I mean, that'd be awesome. All right, last thing for me. LeBron put out a tweet about you. You talked about LeBron. He talked about you after the Olympic experience. Obviously, you're a young lad on that Olympic team. They're expecting you to become, if not be the next leader of Team United States of America. And maybe you win 4 gold medals. In this There's a chance with how young you are in the entirety. But I think you built up a relationship with a lot of guys on that team, LeBron being one of them. There's a photo of you two flexing your gold medals at the end. But that last sentence there, that boy, nice, very complimentary. Your dad read that and was like, thank you. I agree. And even more, someone everyone would love to play with. Do you get a sense about that as a point guard, that that's a big deal? Because you talk about being a coach on the field. In our world, you're also the quarterback out there. And it feels like the point guard has to be well-liked by his teammates. I feel like the point guard has to look out for his teammates before he looks out for himself. Is that kind of your mindset? Do you think you're a throwback style point guard, which is why maybe LeBron and the other boys enjoy your style of play?
I just feel like I'm maybe part of maybe a little bit of a dying breed in our league. I feel like I'm, a true pass first point guard. I feel like that's not as common these days. But I just try to play the game the right way, man. Try to, I want to play the right way and I want to win. That's the most important thing for me. So I'm sure it's easy. I mean, LeBron said people would want to play with me. Yeah, if we're winning, I'm sure people would love to play alongside me. But I think our group in general, I think we have a group that people enjoy to watch, people enjoy to cheer for. I think that's why we got, our fans here in Indiana love getting behind this group. And, we're getting people like you out of, used to, the Pacers kind of kept at arm's distance, but we're bringing you back in, you're back in. And that's happening with a lot of people out there. And that's cool to see. And, the Bron thing was super, super cool. We texted back and forth last night. I've grown a lot of cool relationships, from that Olympic experience, and it's been really cool. But yeah, we're not done. We still got a lot to go.
Okay, let LeBron know next time you text him. We appreciate the hell out of him for the LeBron conversation.
Yes,
Conversation. I'll make sure I let him know.
Yeah, please do. I've not talked to him since then, but please let him know. So I've tried to say it publicly, so maybe he'll make way to him. We are very thankful for the LeBron conversation, and we are. If you saw it earlier, we ran the clip from the SmackDown before Rumble when you came out with me and Michael Cole. And it's I am clearly, and you're nowhere near the tallest guy on the court. Look how big you are. Look how tall you are. I don't want to call you abnormal, but you get it. You NBA guys are a special type of athlete, and what you and the Pacers are doing has been nothing short of magical here in this city. We appreciate the hell out of it. Enjoy your day. Tell the family, tell Jade we said what's up, and thank you for making time.
Yeah, appreciate you guys. Pat, all I know is you better come to the conference finals game.
Okay,
that's
buddy.
all I know.
Yeah, got nothing but time.
No, got nothing but time. You better be at the game.
It's race day, man.
Game 3 is Pacers and Racers.
Okay.
Race in the morning. Yeah, you can make Game 3 happen. If you can't make Game 3 happen, you can make Game 4 happen.
Yeah, of course. I'm loud at my house when I'm watching these games.
Oh, God.
I got my legs kicked up.
Yeah, it's really nice.
It is.
No more legs kicked up. You need to be court side.
I got you. You guys gonna let me?
Oh, you got to do that.
We don't rev it up anymore.
Okay, that's what we learned from last year. That's what we learned from last year's playoff run. Got it.
Yes, but we can give you a mic and let you, do your promo.
Okay.
Stephanie McMahon, Stephanie's place said she learned promos from you. We could, you could get your promo off right there.
Hey, that was a pretty good episode, wasn't it?
That was a great episode.
Yeah.
Great episode.
I watched it. I was like, man, you guys were like really nice to me. That never happened. Normally, whenever I take my time to talk to somebody and they're either writing something or creating something, it's just a burial of me. And it's like, oh, I'm happy I spent my time doing that with you. I didn't know that was an angle that you could even take from what we talked about. They were very kind to me. Stephanie was very cool to me. And I think it told a story well of how much wrestling can do and how much wrestling can, help folks. And I think you're one of the people that believe the same thing, as do we. And I can't wait to watch you do your thing in the ECF, brother. Good luck the rest of the way.
Yeah, appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it, guys.
You're the man. Ladies and gentlemen, Tyrese Haliburton.
Hey, Tyrese.
NBA,